NEHS at Hsinchu Science Park shines in university entrance results. Mart joins 7-day Veggie price stabilization plan. Lie reaffirms stance on nuclear plant restart ahead of referendum. Chinese ships crash while chasing Filipino patrol boat. Wife of South Korea's jailed former president arrested. U.S. teen stranded in Chilean Antarctic. AI firm Perplexity makes $34.5 billion bid for Google's Chrome browser. Shrek 5 release delayed for second time.
Hello, I'm Jasmine. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Thursday, August 14th, Financial Wellness Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, Hsinchu's top high schools shone in the 114 academic year. Subject-based entrance exam results released today. National Experimental High School at Hsinchu Science Park had 100% admission rate to national universities and medical schools, with 48 accepted to NTU, 15 to medical programs, and 7 to overseas universities. Over 80% entered Taiwan's elite schools. With typhoons and heavy rains disrupting vegetable supply since July, prices remain high. As Typhoon Padu hits Taiwan, crop recovery will take longer. Mart will join Taipei's 7-day prices stabilization plan August 15th to 21st, offering 13 discounted vegetables at 239 stores in Taipei and New Taipei, supplying 70 tons to stabilize prices and supply. At today's DPP Central Standing Committee meeting, President赖清德said the public is closely watching the August 23rd referendum. He recalled saying on May 20th that after the Nuclear Management Act amendment passed, there are 2 requirements in procedure and 3 principles the government will follow in addressing the potential restart of nuclear plants. And in global news, officials in Manila said a Chinese warship crashed into one of its own country's Coast Guard vessels as it chased a patrol boat belonging to the Philippines. After the latest territorial dispute in the South China Sea, the country's Coast Guard said in a statement that the ships dramatically collided near the Scarborough Shoal, a contested island, as the Filipino vessel was delivering fuel and supplies to more than 30 fishing boats.
A spokesperson for the Philippine Coast Guard posted several videos showing Chinese ships on both sides of its Coast Guard vessel, traveling at quite a pace. In one of the videos, a warship bearing the number 164 comes very close to the Filipino ship's port side. Another video shows a Chinese Coast Guard ship bearing the number 3104 appearing to bear down on the back of the Filipino boat when the warship appears from the left of the shot in front. Although the Chinese Coast Guard vessel tries to turn, it appears to smash into the port side of its own country's warship as the Filipino boat sails away. It is unclear from the video how much damage was done or whether anyone on the Chinese ships was injured.
The wife of South Korea's jailed former president, Yoon Suk-yeol, has been arrested on a raft of charges, including stock manipulation and bribery. Former First Lady Kim Kyung-hin denied all charges during a 4-hour court hearing in Seoul on Tuesday. But the court issued a detention warrant, citing the risk that she might destroy evidence. South Korea has a history of former presidents being inducted and imprisoned. However, this is the first time both the former president and former First Lady have been jailed.
Yoon was detained in January to face trial over a failed martial law bid last year that plunged the country into chaos and eventually led to his ouster. Prosecutors say Kim, 52, made over 800 million won by participating in a price-rigging scheme involving the stocks of Deutsche Motors, a BMW dealer in South Korea. While this allegedly happened before her husband was elected as the country's leader, it continued to cast a shadow throughout his presidency. Among other charges, Kim is also accused of meddling in candidate nominations during the parliamentary by-elections in 2022 and the general elections last year.
What was intended as a fundraising mission for cancer research has become a nightmare for American teen influencer Ethan Guo, who has been stuck since June in a remote location in Chilean territory in Antarctica. He landed a small plane illegally after providing false flight plan information. Guo made headlines last year when he began a trip in an attempt to become the youngest person to fly solo to all 7 continents, while at the same time collecting donations for research into childhood cancer.
As part of his trip, he planned to go to the Antarctic, but according to the authorities, he lied to officials by providing them with false flight plan data. Prosecutors said he had been authorized to fly only over Punta Arenas, but he kept going south, heading for Antarctica. Guo was charged on June 29 with providing false information to ground control and landing without authorization, but on Monday a judge dropped the charges as part of an agreement between his lawyers and Chile's prosecutors. The agreement requires the teen to donate $30,000 to a children's cancer foundation within 30 days to avoid a trial. He must also leave the country as soon as conditions allow and is prohibited from re-entering Chilean territory for 3 years.
Artificial intelligence search company Perplexity has made an unsolicited $34.5 billion offer to purchase Google's Chrome browser, a surprise move by a Google search challenger looking to upend how people find information online. The bid comes as Google awaits a court's decision after a landmark ruling last year found that the internet giant had violated U.S. antitrust law with its search business. The U.S. Justice Department has proposed, as a remedy, that Google sell its Chrome browser.
Google has promised to appeal the ruling and called the idea of spinning off Chrome an unprecedented proposal that it says would harm consumers and security. Perplexity's offer, while likely a long shot, given Google's resistance to a forced sale of Chrome, marks the latest example of how new firms are taking on tech's biggest players to reshape the internet in the AI era. Perplexity is a nearly 3-year-old startup whose search tool uses AI models to parse web content and curate answers. These answers are usually presented as summaries, although Perplexity does provide links to its sources. It launched an AI search engine that competes with Google's dominant offering in December 2022.
The much-anticipated release of Shrek 5 has been delayed for a second time. DreamWorks Animation originally scheduled the sequel for next summer, but later pushed it back to December 2026. According to the U.S. website Deadline, the release has now been postponed further to June 2027. The first film, released in 2001, followed the story of an ogre who wanted nothing more than to be left alone, but ended up on a quest to rescue a princess trapped in the towel.
It was a huge hit for DreamWorks, earning $487 million worldwide at the box office. The studio then went on to bring back the characters repeatedly for 3 more movies. Shrek 5 will actually be the 7th film in the wider franchise, which includes 2 spin-off films, Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It has been confirmed that Shrek, voiced by Mike Myers, Princess Fiona, voiced by Cameron Diaz, and Donkey, voiced by Eddie Murphy, are all returning for the new movie. The movie's trailer also revealed a new addition to the cast, Fiona and Shrek's teenage daughter, Felicia, voiced by actress Zendaya.
The answer for yesterday was C, adopt. The company decided to adopt a new marketing strategy to improve sales. Did you answer correctly? Now let's dive into today's news. Why was South Korea's jailed former president arrested? Number 1. Detention. 拘留, 扣押. The police ordered the detention of the suspect for further questioning. Number 2. Warrant. 搜查令. The judge issued a warrant to search the suspect's house. Number 3. Indict. 起诉, 控告. The grand jury decided to indict the politician on corruption charges. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Financial Awareness Day originated as a means to empower individuals to take control of their finances. It was created by U.S. Government Financial Literacy Commission to raise awareness about the importance of personal finance. Their goal was simple: get more people to think about saving, budgeting, and planning for the future. And that's all for today's FUNDAY news. Be sure to turn into FUNDAY news from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Jasmine, your host. I'll see you next time.